had no choice but to be present, but I've often made choices that don't look like they make sense, but I know that they're right for me. It's definitely a calling, and everybody believes that I can do this, so why can't I believe that?
Okay, thank you so much for coming. Welcome to Creating with Purpose. And Lisa, I'm nervous.
You're nervous.
I'm nervous.
No way. There's absolutely nothing to be nervous about.
No.
I should be nervous.
I'm actually so excited. I'm so curious. I'm gonna jump right into it because you're developing a documentary to
Yes.
the core, and I love the purpose. And to give some context, I don't know if you could talk a little bit.
Sure. Well, To the Core is a short documentary film. I'm actually in post-production now, so before I started working on performing The Lion King, I had shot all the content. I had shot all the content for that film with my team before we started. So last August 2024, July, August, we shot that, and then I had to put it on hiatus while I performed in The Lion King for a year. But now I'm back to looking at footage, so we're in post-production. I'm working with a friend and frequent collaborator named Ivan Madeira to help edit it for me. But that's the logistics. But what the film is about it's an exploration of C-sections in Canada, because I think a lot of people are unaware of how prevalent that mechanism of birth is. In that it's about 1 in 3 births, hospital births in the country will be performed by a C-section. And that's not inherently bad. Like some people, that's what they need in the moment for various reasons. And some will may even elect to do it. But what I think is the missing key is the knowledge that it's most likely going to happen to you if you have a hospital birth, and how to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Not necessarily during, not much you can do during, but after the fact. So it wasn't until 10 years after I had my own C-section, my daughter's 10 now, did I even hear of things like perinatal therapists and all the things that pelvic floor therapists, all these positions and roles that are meant to help the mother heal, right? Because I found that right after I gave birth, the doctors are only concerned with the health of the baby, which is important, of course, but you're just cast aside as the mother. We're done with you now, and you're like, okay, I guess I should just ignore all the pain I feel internally and externally and just care for my family. So yeah, this film is meant to shed light on the effects of C-sections, whether it's physical or emotional, but just how a woman can take care of herself in addition to taking care of the baby and the family.
Totally. No, also like when you said about like the mom being like left behind while the birth is presenting, that's totally true. Actually, you know that the positioning where you give birth, it's made to give the doctor comfort instead of like there's other positions that you can be in to make your
probably better.
Yeah. So I feel it's very important. Like, what conversations are you trying to start with?
Yeah, well, so many people are looking into it now, so I'm definitely not a pioneer in bringing these sorts of things to light. There's another documentary, I can't remember the name of the woman, but it was a documentary series. She's Canadian as well. Amanda Paris, I believe. She created a documentary about women's health, and in it she talked about the medicalization of birth, and how birthing used to be more of a community aspect where mothers and sisters and everybody helped guide the birth, but now it's not just that the medicine is there to help us, which sometimes it is. It's also we've conformed how we give birth to suit the needs of the medical system as opposed to the other way around. So I'm hoping to just shed awareness on how we can maybe bring some balance back. Like, I'm not anti-medicine. I love medicine. I'm grateful for it, all of that. But just how we can bring some balance between what do we need medically, but what do we also need care-wise, like healing-wise, in a true and almost spiritual sense.
How was the developing of the film from funding to the making?
It felt very supported. I got development money from Canada Council of the Arts, a good amount, so that I was able to have some funds to take care of myself so I could actually focus on it. And I was able to pay a team. So I'm new at filmmaking. I'm often in front of the camera, but very rarely, if at all, behind the camera. This is my first directorial project. So I was grateful to be able to pay mentors to help me as well, and pay a researcher, pay people who knew how to do things that I didn't know how to do. So I'm grateful for the grant for that. We also got, how was the word, crowdfunding from a number of generous donors, some mostly people that me and my team knew, but also some strangers who just recognized the cause and wants to somehow support, even if it was a little bit. It all amassed to, I don't know, that helped push the film forward. So I'm going to have that done hopefully within the year, within the calendar year. So we'll see.
You're also a mom.
Yeah.
How is balancing being an artist and being a mom?
Oh, I think, well, first and foremost, I think I'm able to feel good at being a mom and being an artist because I'm well supported. Like, I have a husband who, he's not an artist himself, but he fully respects and understands my passion, and that's a big part of my life as well as my family. So I feel supported when I'm working outside of the home, and I feel supported when I'm working in the home. And I think, I know that that's a big part of why I'm able to do it. My daughter's also great. So she makes it easy to take care of her. She's a lot of fun, and she also understands what I do. I mean, she doesn't like when I'm out of the home, but she I feel like she knows me, even though she's only 10. Like, she knows me. She understands that performance and art is a big part of what mommy does. So in her way, she supports me as well. So I think that's a big part of it. I have a family who supports, so then I don't have to feel guilty about doing what makes me happy outside of the home.
How did you start it in the arts?
It's definitely a calling, and I know that sounds whatever, but it's really true. I first started singing at church when I was a kid. Didn't think I was a singer, didn't really aspire to be, but was encouraged by church members and a church friend I had who also had to sing, so she kind of like dragged me to do it with her. So we did it and found that we were pretty good. And then I started singing with other friends at school for, like, if our school had like a talent show, I'd sing with them. Then I had friends who did community theater, and they pulled me along with them. I started doing community theater, started the drama club in my high school. And I actually didn't go to post-secondary school for the arts. I went for something, corporate advertising, because I thought maybe I should do something serious, because I don't have any professional artists in my family. I have a lot of talented people in my family, but not professional artists. So I was unclear about how to make it a career first. So I decided to go to school for advertising and thought, I'll have something real first, and then I can pursue arts. And I did do advertising for a little while, but then, of course, music and performance called me back. Yeah, so then I ended up here.
Well, you do musical theater. You're a triple threat artist.
I say so.
And
Do 2.5. I don't really dance, but I'll dance if it's required.
really?
Yeah.
But you guys are not only like, you're not only artists, you're athletes. Like,
Yeah.
you are both. Even though, like, of course, you are always like trying to compel emotion. The physical part is also very important. Like, how is the training and how is like combining those both?
Yeah, I'd say, from my perspective, as somebody who, yes, I did a really big musical theater show recently, which was The Lion King, for a year. Prior to that, I was doing film and TV for 10 years. I hadn't done musical theater in quite some time. So I wouldn't have referred to myself as an athlete when I was primarily doing film and TV. I just don't see it that way. I feel like it's a same art, but different. But coming back to the theater and doing 8 shows a week, 6 days a week with 1 day off for almost a year, that felt like athleticism to me. So to me, athleticism means physical stamina, physical attunement. Like, I hadn't really had to tie my physicality into my performance as much as I had in musical theater. And maybe that's a good thing even when I go back to film and TV, because maybe I wasn't considering enough of the physical aspect of performance until I got back on stage. So the training for it, I tried to prepare as best as I could for Lion King. I heard that it was intense. That was an intense physical show, and that we'd be performing a lot. So I made sure I started doing daily cardio, and daily like no equipment strength training, if you will, and vocal coaching to keep the vocal stamina up. But really, nothing really prepares you for how hard it's going to be.
Also, like I feel like people don't talk enough about like unless just saying, but for acting it's very important to take care of your voice, to train your voice.
Absolutely, because like I said, I was doing mostly film and TV before Lion King came up, so most things were like, even if I was had the opportunity to have like a significant role in a film, that was only for a few weeks at a time. So even though you're giving a lot of energy and a lot of time, maybe 15-hour shoot days, 16, 17-hour shoot days, it's for just a short period of time, a few weeks. Whereas Lion King, you're doing, sure, I wasn't singing for 17 hours a day, but the consistency of doing it just about every day for a year required things that I didn't know I would need before. So, like, yeah, like the voice just took some time to get used to like that kind of intensity.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, like I felt like, oh my gosh, can I sing like this every single day? I was in the ensemble mostly, but I was also Sarabi. And the ensemble actually, in my opinion, has it harder than all the principals because we're always singing.
Yeah.
So even if you don't see the ensemble on stage, we're singing off stage, looking at a monitor, we're always mic'd. So it's just constant singing daily. So in the beginning and rehearsals, it was very, very challenging, exciting, but challenging. And then somehow you find that you can do hard things. Like you go through a rough patch. I thought maybe, oh my gosh, am I gonna lose my voice? I didn't lose my voice. It just got stronger. It just got used to it until it, at a certain point, it became routine. And then so you just realize that you can really teach your body anything, but you have to have consistency. And for me, I have to have the pressure of having a job. So like, well, I'm like, well, I have to meet this expectation.
Yeah.
There's no, it's not like signing up for a gym membership and being like, well, I'll just quit because it's too hard. I said, no, I've committed myself for a year, so I have to meet their expectations. So having accountability like a job is very good.
How do you
for
keep the
keeping them.
performance fresh? Like finding new things every single day.
That's a good question. Some days it was more challenging than others. Some days you had to like really, really focus, or I had to really, really focus to make sure I was breathing new life into it and not just doing what I did yesterday. Um, I'd say just really connecting with the other people, especially in the few moments I had opposite some principals on stage as Sarabi, like the gentleman who played Scar, Salvatore Antonio. I was so I love my little scene I had with him towards the end of the show because he's such an intense actor, and I had no choice but to be present when I was doing my scene with him because he's really looking at you, he's really giving you his lines like so our scene always felt fresh and new because you had to react in real time. You couldn't just do what you did yesterday because he's like in your face, literally and figuratively. Present. So I say just connecting with other actors. Like as soon as you feel kind of lost in your own mind, if you're not present, you're really just making it about yourself. So then I had to like pull myself back to be like, okay, let me focus on who's on stage. What is the story? Tell the story. Tell the story. That would be the sentence I'd have to bring back to myself. Like, tell the story. Yes, you've heard the story a million times, but our director often reminded us that somebody is hearing it for the first time. Somebody is inspired by what you're doing. So if you can't find it in yourself, like remember that people out there are watching it for the first time. So give them that.
How was the audition process? Because I saw a video that you posted about auditioning years ago.
Yes. So Lion King was like my North Star. It's a show I've always wanted to be a part of. For obvious reasons, it's an amazing show.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing for, I think, any stage performer or musical theater performer. And especially a Black woman, is so many, you see yourself so many times in the show. So when I saw it 20 years ago and came to Toronto and had the opportunity to audition, I auditioned. I think I had maybe just one or two callbacks, nothing happened. They came back, I think it was on a tour 2014. I auditioned a few more times, didn't get it. And then it came back this time, and I thought to myself, this is going to be the last time, because the next time they come back, I'm going to be over 50 and I'm not doing it. So I go, it's either this time or nothing. But even though I could have been, discouraged about doing it over and over and over, because the audition material was the same. Like, it was all the routine was the same, the movement routine, the song and script material was the same. So I had done it before for the same people, actually, because the same people were working on it all these years. So I could have felt discouraged by that. But I was like, you know what? I know what it feels like to not get this, because I've already auditioned for them and not gotten it. So I'm only going to feel that again, which I'm used to. And this time I won't take it so hard because I've been through it and because I'm older, more experienced. Or I will get it and it'll be great. So there's no, fatal result that can happen of this. So I went for it. It was the audition process was around 5 months or so, maybe 4 or 5 months, and within that I had about 5 auditions or so before putting the heart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you talk about rejection. What's the difference between your mentality about rejection now than before?
I think for me as an actor, rejection only hurts if if I had the role on like this high pedestal. Because to be honest, not everything I audition for as an actor am I so passionate about. That's the truth. Like, there's some jobs where like, that would be fun. It's always fun to act. I always love being on set regardless of what it is. But there's some that just feel like good work. It's a good acting job. And there's others where like, I want that role. Like, it's like, I want that. I want to be a part of this production. I want to be a part of the story. I want to be in that role. Those are the only rejections that hurt, really. That or ones that kind of, in my view, string you along. So I've auditioned for a million things, like let's say this year, and only booked a handful of them. That's just the nature. Yeah. But it's when they call you back and call you back and call you back and call you back and call you back, and you don't get it. So even if I didn't care about the role before, now you've made me believe that it's mine. And to no fault of her own, this is just how the industry goes. But now I feel like, oh, this is going to come into my reality. And so I start preparing myself for that, and then it doesn't happen. Those rejections kind of hurt too, because it feels like, did we have to do 4 auditions for you to realize that I wasn't going to be a part of it? So on one end, it feels like that's just the way it is. On the other hand, it can feel like, is there a more efficient way to do this that doesn't spend so much of the performer's time and energy? Or do I just, it doesn't matter. Whatever reason is, I can do it. It's just another excuse to play. And I've heard a lot of actors refer to auditions that way. And that way you really don't see it as rejection. Every audition is the job. No. Like, it's the opportunity to act. It's the opportunity to play. It's the opportunity to pretend, dive into another story, try out your goods, your skills. So if you look at it like that, and like the audition is the win, which can be hard. It takes a long time to like get there. But if you look at it like, oh shoot, someone chose me to audition for this role, and once you're on the business side of it at any point, or if you just do it long enough, you realize just to get the audition, you were already selected through their process, and you've already beat out a bunch of people, so to speak, because a casting breakdown goes down, they get a flood of submissions. And then casting from those submissions chooses who they want to audition. And it may not be everybody who submitted. So you being accepted to audition means that you have some sort of interest already, because they're interested in seeing you. So if you take those little wins to be like, the audition is the win. Somebody believes that I can do this. So why can't I believe that?
No. Mm-hmm. Is there any character that is stuck with you like that you have done?
Maybe the most recent one, Sarabi. Like I said, because Lion King was such a huge North Star in my career path, and I didn't know necessarily I was going to play her. The whole time I was auditioning, I auditioned for a number of roles in the show, but I'm glad and happy that I landed with her. I find even when I have other film and TV roles, motherhood is always a theme in my real life, but also even before I had my daughter, to be honest, I often played a mother. Even when I was much younger, I seemed to give off that energy, and I used to resist it But now I
Embrace
embrace it. I embrace it. I guess I get a lot of nurturing, warm energy. That's not a bad thing. And what I thought was cool about Sarabi is like she's the mother of the Pride Land. She's the queen. She's the mother of the Lion King. So it's on paper it's a small role, but I feel like it has such a big meaning, such a big meaning. And because of the length of time I've had to perform the role, she's definitely a part of me forever. Like Lion King is a part of your life forever. I think if anyone does anything that they're passionate about and they receive that or align with it, they get a chance to be with it for a long period of time, it's gonna stick with them. And that was Lion King for me. Like so, I mean, all of us or most of us in the cast are either wearing some sort of memorabilia from the show. We have a necklace, or some people have Lion King rings. Like it's just really, it's such an impactful show, story wise and culture wise. Like I think everyone is familiar with it, or most everyone. So yeah, so for what it meant to other people and for what it meant to me, yeah, Sarabi's probably the role that's gonna stick for a while.
Would you like to go back to musical theater anytime soon?
No.
You need a break.
No, to be perfectly honest, no. I don't think I will never do it again. I'm sure I'll do it again. I enjoyed it. But as I said, like, because Lion King was the goal when it came to musical theater, like, I did it. I was like, I think I need new dreams in that sphere. Like, I achieved now what I want. It's not that it's the top. Other people had bigger aspirations. Some people, want to continue doing the Lion King, who did it for the first time. Like, it was my first time. But you have an opportunity to work with the other Lion King productions around the world. And if I am so lucky and blessed, I would do that. But it's not my goal, per se. I am happy and excited to get back to film and TV. I feel more comfortable there. It's safer there. I don't know what it is. For me, I feel much more at home.
Okay.
Yeah, on
Did you start it as a film actor?
No, ironically, no. I actually started as a musical theater performer. Like I said, I started the drama club in my high school, then started doing community theater, sang in my church. So all of that is live mediums. And once I left high school, I started doing, then I got an agent, started doing a little bit of film and TV here and there, but still singing on stage. It was really having my daughter that put me back to film and TV exclusively, because a lot of the theater jobs you can get, at least in Canada, you'd have to travel for a long period of time. Very little musical theater outside of Mirvish happens in Toronto. Most things are like in all areas of Ontario. Stratford, Shaw are the big ones, but even regional theater in all the other provinces. So great places to be, great theaters to work at, but when you have a small child, you don't really, it's not always easy to go away for 7 weeks here, 3 months there. So once I had her, I started focusing on film and TV again, because it was just, everything was mostly local. Like I rarely have to leave the city to, or the city and the surrounding areas to do film and TV.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
A lot of people advise you that even if you do film, to do theater training. What do you think theater actors have that is so compelling, not only in theater but film?
I don't know. See, although I've taken many classes and many courses and have had many coaches, I didn't go to theater school. So I don't think I'm a good person to answer that question, because
But you were on theater, right?
I was in the theater, yeah, on stage, but I also sometimes felt like I am not the same as the other performers here, because I don't have a musical theater degree or a theater degree at all. And musical theater is also very different from theater.
Oh, yeah.
Period. And I've never done theater that wasn't musical. So I don't think I'm the right person to answer that. I have like film, TV, and musical theater experience. Very little to none just straight up theater experience. So I feel content with where I've been taught and what I've been learning. The classes that I take talk about acting. They're not really like acting for film or acting for theater. It's just performance, like acting, scene study, which there's scenes and scripts for stage and film. So if you have a good coach, they should be equipping you to tell stories wherever they end up. Um, so yeah, so I'd say that there's value to both. Like I said, I would go back to musical theater at some point, but I am excited to go back to film and TV now. I can they just offer different things, but I don't think one is better than the other.
Of course.
Yeah.
What is the thing you're the proudest of?
Um, I'm the proudest of following my dreams, and I think it's the thing that inspires people the most. So I'm into my 40s now, and even though I'm not a famous actress, it's something I've been doing since I was 14 to now. And I know with people around me, even my family members, like my brother, one of my siblings is like my biggest fan, and he's like, you are such like a model of persistence. And I'm most proud of that than anything else, like than any specific job I've ever gotten. But the fact that I've been obedient to, I think, my purpose and to God's calling, the universe's calling on my life. Sometimes not willingly. Sometimes I'm like, oh, no, I'd rather just a regular job and get paid every 2 weeks and get all of these things. Like sometimes, and I try to live that life, but so sometimes when I try to ignore the artist purpose, I end up just getting pushed out and pushed back into being it. Like I'll either lose that job for some reason, like with no fault of my own, or I'll pick up and leave because I can almost feel hands strangling me, telling me like this is not the place for you. So I am grateful for the strong messages and nudges that I get from God and the universe, but I also think it does. I'm also proud of what it takes in me to follow that, because some people can hear that and still do what's easiest and what makes the most sense and what makes people around them feel more comfortable and things like that. But I've often made choices that don't look like they make sense, but I know that they're right for me. So I'm proud of always following that, especially now that I have a daughter. I hope that she sees that you have to have your own personal conviction about things. You have to have your own relationship with God. So no one can interpret something differently for you. Like you have to know for yourself. So I hope that by me doing what I do, even when it looks weird or whatever, I'm hoping that that's something that she sees and does for herself.
Oh, well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. It was such an amazing conversation.
Oh, thank you. I hope I didn't mumble too much.
No.